Hi, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Tai Chi For You. I'm Ron Allen. I'm a certified Tai Chi instructor here in the Blackstone Valley. I have a class at the Northbridge Senior Center, and that's on Mondays. All are welcome, any age, any level. We're just looking to expand and get more people involved in all the benefits of Tai Chi. And that's going to be at 10:45. And we really get started at 11 o'clock. So if you want to get there at 10:45 and kind of ask a few questions, and if you have trouble finding the place or whatever like that. So the class that I just did, and I'm going to talk about the handout that I gave them, because I do have some returning students from all this COVIDness, whatever term you want to use, and some new students too. So the new students are very excited to learn. I don't want to overwhelm them. So what we've done is had a few classes with the new students, and then what we do is we set up a table, and I'll do a printout, and we'll go over and discuss a few of the different moves that we do, or we talk about some of the terms or the energy and meridian. So because you get, I don't want to get information overload and have that happen and have them not feel comfortable and not come back. So their excitement level's still up. They like that idea of having that and being able to get a hold of me. I'm very accessible. If you need help with something, or you have a question about what went on in class, that's fine. Or if you just have a question in general and you've never taken a class, I'd love to hear from you, and we could talk about it and really find out what Tai Chi can do for you. Because really, that's what it's about. It's not a competition sport. We're not trying to compete with anybody else, or compete with a clock, the best time, or how many you can do in a minute. There's none of that with Tai Chi. So I guess if that's what you're looking for, then maybe Tai Chi isn't for you. But why don't we pull up the handout that I gave them this week? Okay, I can see it on the screen, and I have my copy right here as well. So we talked about the Tai Chi basics, learning how to feel, how to stand, how to breathe, and how to visualize. So when we talk about feeling, and we talk about feeling the chi, or feeling the energy, or just connecting to self, you want to feel grounded. So there's all these terms, and again, don't get too hung up on them. It's what they mean to you. That pressing, that sticky feeling. So I threw some of those words in there, and those are some of the words that I've gotten back from students. And when we talk about the standing position, and it's called the 5 bows, and we'll get up and demonstrate them afterwards. But I just want to go through what's on the paper here. And the same idea with the breathing technique. Really to not overcomplicate it, just long, slow, deep breaths. So it's that nice inhale, and you could do it through the nose, and out the mouth. And you can make that little bit of sound, that sound therapy, that release. And then the visualizing. The visualizing could be, and one of the sayings is, be like water. Or you could imagine being in water. And we also talk about the weight shift. and it's a 70-30 principle of Tai Chi. So why don't we go to full screen right now, and we'll talk a little bit about, we'll back it up a little bit, and we'll talk about the idea of feeling the Chi. We want to think about our three power centers: the lower Dantian, the heart center, and then we have the wisdom center, or again, for the yoga people, I guess it's the third eye. So, when we talk about the power center down here, we want to feel it internally. Again, the Western culture and Eastern culture will often say that gut feeling that we have. And we're connecting to self right there. And people will put their hand over their stomach, and it's actually a little bit lower, maybe like 3 fingers below the belly button. And that's our gut feeling, that's our center. So just see if you can find it right there if you're doing this with me right now. Just take a breath in, breath out, and a firm press right there. Good. And then when we move up to the heart center, again, right here, this idea of feeling the chi or feeling the energy, it's the energy of you connecting to others. So we want, and again, this is a great, we're storing chi, we're storing energy there so we can give it away. Just like when we store energy here, this is more of the battery right here where we always have that reserve if we need that extra energy just to get through the day, or maybe if you're at the gym trying to, get that another rep. This is where your battery is right here. You reserve right there. Get the energy from that. Get the energy from here, from the heart center, to give away, to connect to others. Same idea with the energy center up here. This is the power center for you to connect to a higher source. So it's that whole idea of when we are looking for an answer and all there is to ask is ourselves, because nobody else knows, where did I put my keys? Oh, I got to think. And you put your hands here. So you're activating that energy up here. Or you might, ask for guidance in a particular situation. You might have something going on in your life, and you really just you're connecting to yourself, but you're also connecting to that higher source where you can maybe find that answer, and it's up here. The answer isn't down here. The answer isn't here. The answer is up here, and you got to stimulate it and get it to come out. The other idea is where the meridians are. And again, we're talking energy flow, and it's going back thousands of years, traditional Chinese medicine, where they talk about acupressure. So there's power centers in the hand, and we talked about this one before, the Lao Gong point. And there's another one in the center of the feet as well. And you use that to stay grounded, that whole connection, that solid stance. And then this power center is, again, it's used to build the chi, so you can give it away or you can store it right here. So and when we do our energy ball. So, everybody have their water? Good. With the standing, the first position in Tai Chi, it's called mountain, or a Wu Ji position, where the feet are connected. And again, this is just so the energy can flow through the meridians. And what we do with this stance right here is we step out into a horse stance. From here, we go into what's called the 5 bows. And what the bow is this open area right here. I'm not tight against, I'm not, waiting for a parade to go by, or, a police officer or a military stance. So I'm relaxed, the knees are slightly bent. There's the other bows, a little bend in the knees. The other one is that elongated spine, where you visualize a weight tied to the tailbone, kind of dropping that tailbone if the stool was behind me, and that spine is being pulled by a thread from the top of the head. Good. And that's called the 5 bow stance, just like that. When we talk about breath, we use breath for a lot of things, but we want to let go of tension. And one of the exercises that we do, and we call it Freedom Fist. You might hear different names. Again, don't get hung up on that. But the idea is taking the breath in and doing a squeeze, and you want to think about, I guess, make it simple, what's bugging you. And it could be an ailment, a sore shoulder, or a knee, or a toothache, or whatever it is, or just that, person that cut you off in traffic, whatever. So you want to think about it, and you do that squeeze, and you take a breath in, and you just release and let it go. So that is a great exercise when I show that, and kids can use this, or parents can use it when the kids are maybe the cause of their pain. So whatever's bugging you, squeeze, have that thought, and just let that thought go. Now we want to use our breath, and we open the palms up to receive fresh air, a fresh idea. So it's release, receive, and relax. Good. And again, with the breathing, it's that long, slow, deep breathing. We talk about what that diaphragm muscle is right here. It's sort of like a bell frame, and that pulls down, which allows the air to come in and the lungs to expand. So that when we do that exercise right here, put your hand on the stomach and take a deep breath in and feel how the stomach comes out. And exhale, the muscle pulls in and sort of scoops and pushes that air out. So breath in. And that's something you want to work on. You don't want to overdo it. You do get dizzy, lightheaded. Just be careful on that one as well. So the visualization, again, we talked about a little bit. We visualized what was bugging us and able to let it go with the breath. And then receive, again, fresh air from the breath, but receive good energy, good thoughts. So the idea of visualizing that, and also visualize, the other thing is you can visualize you're in water. And I did teach the Tai Chi in the pool at the community center in town. And that was a great class too. So we'll see what comes up. I might be doing we're in the works. We're talking about bringing Tai Chi back to the community center. So again, we'll update you when things get closer. So, but the visualization, the other principle is that 70-30 principle, where that weight shift happens. So we're just shifting that weight. And the idea of that 70-30 is, so it's not a complete, there are times where we balance, but we're flowing, we just balance to come back out into a 70-30 weight shift. And it's also just so the heavy foot, light foot's the other name, so the light foot can do a kick, it can step back, you can turn, you can go to the side. And again, we learn slow so you can execute fast. We do everything with a muscle memory approach. So when we do it slow, yep, the mind's going 100 miles an hour, and we're thinking about too many things, so we just slow down and we learn the move. So if something does happen, I can react without thinking about it, per se, on that idea. And I use the example of in the winter when there's ice, and you're walking and you're not, again, muscle memory, I'm just walking, but you're not thinking about, all right, is it that here? You know, how do I walk? It's too many things to think about. You're doing it subconsciously, you're doing it with muscle memory. But now all of a sudden there's that patch of ice, and that throws you off. But if you've, and again, I credit the Tai Chi with it, it seemed to slow the situation down, so I was able to recover and not fall or twist or drop anything that I was carrying. So again, we talk about the benefits of Tai Chi. All right, let's go into some of the moves and try to see if you can apply these principles that we just talked about. So again, the first move in the Tai Chi form is that mountain pose or that Wu Ji. And this is where we just calm the mind down. We start thinking about the breath. And then we step out into our horse stance. And a lot of people just do that one move, but I like to move out and adjust and just maybe do a little bounce, a little shifting of the weight where I'm comfortable and I'm dropped in, I'm grounded, I'm starting to feel that connection to the earth, the chi. I have my 5 bow things happening. The other little, I don't want to say trick or fine tune the 5 bows. If you just tuck the chin in a little bit, that's another great way to just kind of feel that presence and just feel that groundedness. And just a slight rounding in of the shoulders. Again, breathe in and breathe out. And it's not fast. Tai Chi is done slow, it's done with a purpose. Now we're going to do the next move. It's called opening move or Tai Chi arms. And this is where the arms just, again, we're using the mind to move the chi to move the body. So it's up to about shoulder height, right into that heart area. Bring the hands in and down. So practice this a few times and think about all the other breath. Nice big breath in, breath out. We still have that nice stance. I'm not overdoing it. I'm not bringing it in all the way. I have that little reserve. I'm not opening up. And the same thing when I'm coming down, I have that little reserve. I'm not locking out the elbows or anything. So down. So it's up, keep the elbows bent, in and down. So it's a nice flow. You can drop down a little bit and come up. And keep the wrist, there's another little fine tune. The wrists and the fingers. Just nice and easy. Like you're in water. In and down. Good. And this is called Tiger Returns to the Mountain. And it's just another nice way to finish the move and bring everybody back in together. So let's go, let's take another drink, and then we'll go over another move. The other move, very popular, is that wave hands like clouds. So again, watch the idea of all that, the breath, the grounded, visualize, and all that. So we just shift that weight. So there's my 70-30. Hand comes up. Again, I'm relaxed, elbows down, and I'm shifting that weight. I'm turning the body, hand down, hand up, come across. So again, smooth. Now the full move on this one, and I don't want to trip on anything, is with the feet. So you step out and wave, and that heavy foot, light foot, shifting, turning, step out and wave, shifting, turning, and you can just walk around the house like this until you get that muscle memory. You can step forward, you can step to the side. And then we'll break it down and we'll fine tune the move as it applies to the whole 24 form. But just practice this walking through when you're going from one room to the other. There's that weight, there's that ankle crack. But we're shifting that weight, we're coming across. The other thing you can practice is just that inside parry. If you think about maybe folding, 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 and then outside parry, outside. So you can practice these, again, while I'm keeping that elongated spine. I'm having a nice full breath in, breath out. I can do a little weight shifting, just like that. 3, 2, 1. So, the other, let's see, what was the other one? Oh, I was going to do the wave hands. I showed you the wave hands like clouds. Let's break it down just a little bit. Start off with just one hand on the hip. Everybody that's brand new, it's like I tell everybody, it took me 2 weeks to learn this move. So, and this is how, again, I was just repetition, 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 but I sort of try to break it down a little bit easier on my style of teaching. So it's just palm facing in, and there's that shifting, turning, and then the hand just drops down. Now the hand comes back by that shifting, turning move. So all the hand is doing is this the whole time. So it comes up, moves across because the torso is moving. And then the hand just drops down and comes up, over, and down. Keep breathing. Exhale. Try the other hand. Shift, bring it up, comes across. And the form actually for the legs, what the legs are doing is, if you think of maybe like a crab walk, the heavy foot, light foot steps out, weight shift. So it's heavy, one foot's heavy, one foot's light. And you could just practice how the bottom half works. And then when you put them both together, it's the stepping out and the wave. Come in, stepping out and wave. Come in. And you can go in both directions. Again, we practice this quite a bit, and you do it to where you get that aha moment where it was like, that's all it was. Why did it take me so long to do that one? So I want to go back, and if you could bring up the handout. I don't know if you can bring it up again enough. Oh, that was quick. Thank you. So, the idea of what Tai Chi is, it's a moving meditation. And one of the ways to think about it is maybe like a watch or like the gears. All parts are moving at once. So if one moves, how it moves all the gears. So it's not just the hand doing this. Remember we talked about the whole body moves and the legs are doing that weight shift. And the spine. The spine's so important. We didn't even really discuss it other than we keep it elongated, keep everything open, keeping that energy flowing. So really, you just have to remember, Tai Chi's been around thousands of years. So they, again, with that acupuncture, that's another thing that's been around a long time, and it's had its trial and errors, where they understand how if energy is blocked, how they can unblock it, and it can be used for internal as well as an external condition or whatever. They're able to trace the energy through the meridians. I'm really not an expert on that one. I'm an open-minded skeptic when it comes to how when they press certain points, it relieves an ache or a pain or well, look how we do it. Again, that Eastern-Western thing, when we have sinuses, right? We hook in, or you can do that, you hook it up like this, and you just lift up, and you just hold that on somebody or yourself. And that clears, maybe it'll permanently help you, but it clears it enough to, again, make things easier to breathe. So, again, I'm talking about the beneficial side effects. Improve balance. Again, plenty of studies out there where, and I bring this book up, the Harvard Medical School Guide to Tai Chi. The Harvard Medical School Guide to Tai Chi, where they did a lot of, what's it like a blind study, where it's like, okay, this group, whatever, take this pill, or this group, it's a sugar pill, or whatever. So they did a lot of studies, and again, it came back, the beneficial side effects of Tai Chi. Improves balance. You get stronger bones. Again, that bone density, it's not so much you get older, you're afraid of falling, it's you're afraid of something breaking if you fall. So you're kind of taking care of two things at once. You're improving your balance, and when you move slow, it the blood flows. And again, there's other people that can explain it better than me, but it builds the bones and the white blood cells and everything like that, so you get stronger bones. The other thing is it just puts you in a better mood. Again, it could be all just placebo, but it really does. It's done so much for me. Again, that's why I enjoy teaching it to as many people as I can. We talked about how it just dissolves that tension. You feel better after you take a class. And we didn't even get into the Qigong tonight. But Qigong is another form of exercise that helps balance and build the immune system. So there's so many benefits. I'd love to see you guys, if you can make it to a class on Monday, 10:45, 11 o'clock, get to the Northbridge Senior Center. If not, get a hold of me. I'm going to have some other classes happening around town, or we could work out something on your schedule. Great. Until next time, it's Tai Chi for you.